Good Monday morning. It's December the 1st. I'm Will Puckett. We're glad you're here. Thanks for joining us for Catch Up Quick. It's our daily fastcast that airs at 10:30 in the morning, Monday through Friday. We begin with this week. We're teaming up with Second Harvest Food Bank. It's all part of our annual WVLT Days of Giving campaign. You'll see the tents and barrels outside of our station right here in West Knoxville. We're asking for things like canned foods and fruits, vegetables, soups, rice, beans, pasta, and cereal. Also things like peanut butter and canned protein. Something you may not even think about, we're also asking donations for can openers. That's for families who may not have one. This is happening again tomorrow and Wednesday, 6 in the morning until 6:30 in the evening at 6450 Paper Mill Drive. If you make a monetary donation, that is part of the Double Your Donation Day. It'll go twice as far both those days. So we hope you join us again tomorrow and Wednesday. Well, Javier Pavia, the brother of Vanderbilt starting quarterback Diego Pavia, was arrested following Saturday's game, or at Saturday's game. Court records are showing that Pavia got into an argument with Neyland Stadium staff after they told him to stop waving a flag, which was blocking other fans' view of the game. A Tennessee Highway Patrol trooper says that during that argument, Pavia appeared extremely drunk, slurring his words, and was unsteady on his feet. The records also say that Pavia was, quote, extremely verbally combative with THP troopers and event staff. He was arrested during the fourth quarter of Saturday's game. He's charged with public intoxication. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is asking for your help in finding an East Tennessee man today. The Silver Alert from TBI says 81-year-old James Sutton was last seen leaving Erlanger Hospital on East 3rd Street in Chattanooga. Sutton is 6 foot 7 inches tall, about 225 pounds, with brown eyes and gray hair. TBI says he does have a medical condition that could make it hard for him to return safely on his own. Anyone with information should call the Chattanooga Police or TBI. Those numbers are on your screen and inside your news app. A Tennessee business owner is supporting a family who lost their son in Kentucky by helping get Logan's Law passed. That law would send anyone found guilty of a crime by reason of insanity to a secure mental health care facility. Addie Leach started her business, Addie's Teas, in July of this year in Columbia. Now she works in advocacy, and that's how she got in contact with the parent of 6-year-old Logan Tipton. He was murdered nearly 1 decade ago in Kentucky. The man who killed him is up for release in August of next year after his acquittal of murder charges on the reason of insanity. Logan's mother speaking out on the decision when it was announced by the court, saying it's a failure of our justice system.
It's criminal justice system. It's set up for the criminals. It's not set up for victims or families of victims or anything like that. It's 100% set up for the criminal to help them succeed.
Leach's business is beginning to sell shirts to raise awareness for Logan's Law. Representative James Nimitz says he plans to file the legislation in the upcoming session. The search remains on for a Virginia high school football coach who disappeared during his team's undefeated season. Officials with the state police launched a search for Travis Turner after family members say he was last seen walking to the woods with a firearm. Authorities say they have warrants for Turner on 5 counts of possession of child pornography and 5 counts of using a computer to solicit a minor. Turner is considered a fugitive. He is no longer listed in the Union High School staff directory on the school's online website. Authorities are asking anyone with information to come forward to help bring closure. Well, if you get SNAP benefits, more changes are coming to the program laid out by the president's big, beautiful bill. The new legislation cuts funding and will change who is eligible for SNAP benefits by expanding work requirements, removing exemptions for veterans and the homeless. It will also shift more of the responsibility onto states. The cuts were supposed to go into effect November 1st, but the lingering government shutdown pushed that pain off until now. Well, here in Knoxville, with the cold moving into the area, warming centers will be up and running starting today. They open their doors when it's 25 degrees or colder through the end of February. 3 Knoxville churches in 4 locations will open as warming centers: Church Street United Methodist Church on Henley, Cokesbury Church along Kingston Pike, and both of Eternal Life Harvest Center's locations on MLK Jr. Avenue and Western Ave. Operation Vet Rescue will also be operating a warming center at Care Cuts in Knoxville for homeless veterans. It'll open anytime temperatures dip below 32 degrees. To qualify, you need to have either a DD-214 or a valid ID showing veteran status. We have more information on how you can make sure that you register your friends and neighbors who are veterans inside your WVLT News app.
And now, your first alert forecast with meteorologist Sydney Sullivan.
Well, we're getting a brief break in some of the activity, especially after yesterday, before we get into another round of not only rain, but potentially some wintry weather associated with all this activity further towards our west. So right now we've got the sunshine. We can enjoy it for a little bit longer, but the clouds will start to work on in out ahead of this main system that will bring us a little bit of it all over the next 24 hours. So right now we're looking at areas highlighted in green, primarily seeing the impacts of just a cold rain. A little bit further to the north of Knoxville, including parts of La Follette, Wartburg, Crossville, over towards Harlan and Sneedville. You're kind of going to be in that window where you could see a wintry mix in with that rain. And further towards the north of that will be the best opportunity of seeing some flakes flying, even a quick burst of snow possible for a brief window early tomorrow morning. It's very dependent on whether or not that cold air aligns with the precipitation. If it does, that will bring us a better chance of seeing that wintry weather. So right now, clouds will start to work on in towards the afternoon and into the evening. Still should be dry during the daytime. After sunset, we start to see the onset of some of those showers building on in from the west, becoming more widespread throughout Monday night into Tuesday morning. We could briefly see some heavier pockets of rain develop early on as well. Now, once we get past about 4 a.m. tomorrow morning, we will start to see that possibility of not only rain, but this wintry mix starting to work on in. It's a brief window, but we're looking at, I would say, about 5 o'clock tomorrow morning through 7, 8 o'clock or so, bringing in that possibility of those mixing on in before we see primarily all rain and then exiting by late morning into the early afternoon. So this is going to be one of those mornings where you just want to keep a close eye on our forecast, as some of that transition from rain and into this wintry mix could cause some concerns. Doesn't look to be widespread or overly impactful, but we'll have to watch it very closely with our temperatures being borderline early tomorrow morning. This activity starts to taper on off Tuesday afternoon, and then we're much drier by the middle of the week until a secondary system heads our way by Friday.
Rain's really going to complicate ice skating in Market Square, Sydney. So a lot of people hoping to get that out so they can get outside. All right, appreciate it. Well, your time is running out if you're looking to cash in on clean energy tax credits. The incentives, like those for solar panels, are going away by the end of the year. The residential tax credit knocks 30% off the cost of solar panel installation. But after December 31st, it's gone along with other clean energy subsidies. Several electric vehicle makers reported steep sales declines after a $7,500 tax break for buyers expired this fall.
It's unfortunate because we're starting to see more and more people adopt this new technology, whether it's an electric vehicle or adding solar to their homes. And with the incentives in place, right, it makes it more affordable. When you take those incentives out of the equation, it just becomes probably cost prohibitive for a lot of people.
Qualify for the tax credit, your system would have to be fully operational by the end of the year. That means if you purchase one and can find an installer, if it's not done by January 1st, you will not qualify for the credit. Well, nothing says Christmas is coming quite like the tree. The ages-old debate goes on. Real or artificial? This year, that question might be easier to answer. The U.S. sees more than 80% of its artificial trees made and sent in from China. And because of the ongoing tariff war, experts say you may be paying more for the fake tree at the store. Jamie Warner with the American Christmas Tree Association says they're seeing more retailers bear the brunt of the cost.
Tariffs have impacted the price of artificial Christmas tree and some decor. In the artificial trees, prices have gone up about 10 to 15%. Retailers and suppliers have done all they can to absorb as much of the cost as absolutely possible.
Now, for real tree retailers, costs haven't changed much, meaning many are switching to a real tree as a result. Well, holiday spending can be tough on already stretched budgets, but to save a few bucks here and there these days, you can put the scissors away. There's a whole new way to clip coupons in the digital age. Kristen McGrath is senior editor at the Crazy Coupon Lady, one of a growing number of apps that helps consumers cash in on deals. Here's her advice for beginners.
Best thing you can do is start with one store that you shop at all the time, whether that's CVS, Target, Walgreens, and get really familiar with their app. And the good thing is that a lot of these apps have features where you can go in the aisles and you can scan the barcode and it'll bring the coupon up. So there's less guesswork.
Now, while some bargain hunters can spend hours hunting for every possible bargain, Kristen does say it doesn't have to take a lot of time to save a little bit of money. It can be as simple as scanning an app at checkout. Now, speaking of spending money over the weekend, people took to the stores. According to Adobe Analytics, consumers spent about $12 billion online on Black Friday alone. That's a 9.1% increase over last year. Cyber Monday is looking to put a cap on that busy deal hunting weekend. The National Retail Federation projects a record 186 million Americans will shop in person and online through today. That's 3 million more from last year. And with Christmas right around the corner, if you're looking to bundle up and take a stroll while looking at Christmas lights, just head on downtown to Market Square. Regal's celebration of lights kicking off and will run throughout the winter season. You can walk around Market Square and downtown to experience trees that have been transformed into a peppermint grove, along with other festive lights. And while you're in Market Square, you can check out one of Knoxville's biggest holiday traditions. That's the popular ice rink in Market Square. Officially open just in time for the cold weather. It's open 7 days out of the week between now and January the 4th. And not to be outdone, Gatlinburg getting ready to celebrate its 50th Fantasy of Lights Christmas Parade. It's happening this Friday at 7:30 in downtown Gatlinburg. The Grand Marshal is multi-platinum artist Hunter Hayes. The event is free and brings in visitors from all over. It's also up for Best Holiday Parade by USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards. You can vote now through the end of the day. You can also watch it right here on WVLT Plus and the CW Knoxville. Casey Wheelis, myself, and Kyle Granger will all be there bringing you the sights and sounds of the 50th anniversary. Well, a reminder that our Days of Giving starts tomorrow. We're again teaming up with Second Harvest to help feed our neighbors in need. We're asking for food donations. We're collecting them right outside the station at 6450 Paper Mill. All we need are things like canned fruits and veggies, soups and peanut butter. Again, that's tomorrow, Tuesday, and then the following day, Wednesday, between 6 in the morning and 6:30 in the evening. If you give us a monetary donation, it'll be doubled those 2 days and stretched even further by Second Harvest themselves.
We the People, celebrating 250 years of America. Sponsored by Garza Law Firm.
And on this date, December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks ignited history. The Alabama seamstress refused to give up her seat on a crowded bus to a white person in segregated Alabama. Parks was arrested and paid a fine. Her defiance led to the Montgomery bus boycott. She's sometimes called the mother of the civil rights movement. That's going to do it for us on Catch Up Quick. We appreciate you joining us. As always, you continue to check out your news headlines on WVLT.tv on your desktop and inside the WVLT News app and on all of the WVLT Plus streaming sites.